Well, hello, boys and girls. It's when we feel like 8 o'clock. I'm Pearl of Wisdom, and you're listening to my NHL Pearls of Wisdom. We've been doing like debate stuff on Toronto. This last one we did, Toronto and Columbus. Go check out that video. It's pretty fantastic. I posted on Facebook for the Toronto fans, and they were a little pissed, to say the least. And I don't blame them. I don't mean to be. I don't want to be mean. I cap for a living. Handicapper for a living. People pay me for picks, so I got to go with what I see, and I see that Columbus has a perfect team to beat that Toronto system, and they don't agree with me, but maybe you don't either. Tell me in the bottom what you think about that. Also, I have videos on Nylander trades, which are still getting people commenting on. You can go check those out as well. But what I wanted to talk about today was the Montreal Canadiens and what's going to happen with Price. I'm going to give you what my lean is. You let me know what you think they should do, especially Montreal Canadian fans out there, but not just Montreal Canadian fans, everybody. Maybe you all agree with me. I don't know. So what's going to happen with Montreal? I think the biggest question about Montreal, first of all, I think Carey Price is going to have to leave. I think that would be best for the organization. However, I also think that it's possible, maybe even likely, that the organization is going to keep on treading water here and trying to win with a roster that's just not good enough, especially on defense, with a prospect pool that is pretty weak. I think, honestly, the biggest question is if they choose to trade him. And I have a feeling that Carey Price is starting to linger in his own mind. At 32 years old, I haven't won a cup. He's a smart hockey guy. He's looking at this roster going, when are we going to be cup contenders here? Jonathan Drouin trade, when he had Sergachev in front of him, and then you bring a Drouin who's got skill. I don't know the whole story. I know that he had some growing up to do in Tampa. Came over to Montreal for an amazing defenseman in Sergachev and has not answered to the pressure very well. Thomas Tatar and Gallagher, they're 28, 29 years old. Not too bad. It'll give you a couple years. If you could be lucky enough to go get Lafreniere this time, maybe he starts thinking, okay, Lafreniere, then maybe he starts thinking they got something here that he can stick around for. Like if they lose in the first round of Pittsburgh, which they will, and win the lottery, that would be something. I don't even know if that would be good for them, because it would keep a management team there, especially a drafting, their scouting department there, who hasn't had a real pick in the first round since Pacioretty. That's a long time ago. How do you keep your job? What kind of stuff do you got on the owner there? What kind of bribing material do you got in your back pocket? No other team in the league would keep a coaching staff and scouting staff and a head scout like Stewart with a record like that. And all we hear from Bergevin is, well, we're unlucky. Really? That's it? Just unlucky? That's all? I don't know. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. We don't know if Max Domi's going to come back. There's been a lot of talk that he hasn't been great in the room. And if he doesn't come back, Carey Price might be saying to them, okay, you know what? I want to go closer to home. I personally think Carey Price is going to give it one more year, and then he's going to go to management and say, I think Seattle wouldn't be a bad idea. That's what I think. Now, the question is, does Carey Price have value? Could they, before that time, trade Carey Price at $10.5 million a year with not great numbers right now? Now, I believe that's more to do with Montreal's defense than Carey Price himself, and I think there's teams out there that may think so as well. The question is, what team is going to give up something to put $10.5 million on their roster on in a cap time where it's not likely going to go up in the next 2 or 3 years? You'd have to take a goaltender back. It would have to be a significant goaltender. You tell me who that goaltender may be. I've looked up and down here. I don't really see, maybe in Minnesota, They got a team that might want to build around an older Carey Price, and you could get what's his name, Dubnyk back, and maybe a couple pieces there to make up for the cap space or something like that. Tell me what you think. That's mine. I think maybe Minnesota. Maybe Minnesota. Although they might be heading for a rebuild, so that might not even be the best. But really, I don't see too many places for them. I think Seattle could be a place, though. Seattle could be a place where they're like, we could have a big name in our lineup to put fannies in the seats. They're probably going to have a better team than Montreal after the expansion draft, honestly. They're probably going to have a better defense for sure. And you never know. They could try to do what Vegas does and start winning right away, and it could work out really well. He'd be closer than home. It'd be good for everybody. Montreal would have $10.5 million off their cap, or, they might have to take a player or two back, and they can start this rebuild that I honestly do believe they need to do. What do you guys think? Should Montreal rebuild? Should they keep on flying? I hear they're going for Hoffman in the offseason. That doesn't sound like rebuild to me. Do you think, I know Carey Price has said he likes Montreal. Of course, he's not going to say he doesn't like Montreal. It's a great city. I've been there. I love Montreal. I love the people in Montreal. I love the fans in Montreal. I want to see Montreal win. But looking at, is he going to get a Stanley Cup in Montreal? If he wants to move, wouldn't closer to home, which is Vancouver, be better in Seattle? Tell me what you think, boys and girls. Do you think that he's thinking in that way, or possibly thinking in that way? What do you wish would happen? That's my full 42%. I want to throw this out to the land and see what you got to say. And I'm going to be down there in the comment section listening and talking back and forth with you. And in the case of what I did with my last video with Toronto, apparently pissing a lot of people off. Hit the subscribe and the bell if you could. It does really well for get this video stuff going, for the videos and to expand this. And we can become YouTube sensations, you and I. Have a great day. Lots of love to you.